sleepandcolouringqueen.net, and today I've got the latest Colouring Heaven Alice special. So I think you know Alice in Wonderland, she's my fave. So this is the latest. It features some of our favourite artists. We've got Jasmine Beckett Griffith, the team at Good Wives and Warriors, the late Charles Santore, and Fabiana Atanzio. So isn't this gorgeous? We start off with Alice and the Cheshire Cat, and it's by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Now Jasmine recently released her Alice in Wonderland colouring book that I've reviewed previously, and here she is in a lovely little oval frame. We've got darker line art and also some lighter line art there as well. Now the paper is a thin to medium quality, like all of Colouring Heaven's magazines. And there's our lovely little Alice again from Jasmine, with this very John Lennon looky Mad Hatter. Now you would need to put paper behind it or a blotter if you're going to use markers. And see, Jasmine's again got this lighter grey in the background and the darker black in the foreground. And same again here with this mix of light and dark. Now she's been painting Alice in Wonderland for I think about 20 years. So her Alice is kind of different from what you might expect of traditional Alice in Wonderland drawings, because she puts Alice in all sorts of situations. And here we have her in her wig, and that noise that you might hear in the background is my little dog Charlie snoring his head off. We've got the Cheshire Cat here and peeking out from the trees as well. And here we have Alice going for a dip in the water. So they're very different Alices that Jasmine does, and that's because she's been drawing her for so long. And in her Alice in Wonderland colouring book, she has Alice, you know, across all the ages and scenes. It's a very different take on Alice. It's not the traditional narrative or the traditional fairy tale. So how's this one? It's got a lot of white space at the top and bottom, which would be good if you were cutting it out and putting it in a frame perhaps. Then we've got Good Wives and Warriors, and it seems like forever ago that I reviewed their Alice in Wonderland colouring book. And we've got the rabbit as a silhouette, and then all this detail that they do with the flowers. Not a lot of white space at the top of the page, but quite a bit at the bottom. And another one from the team at Good Wives and Warriors. It's been a long time since we've seen a colouring book from them. And again, they have a very different take of Alice as well. It's not the traditional story, and there's just so much detail in their work. And here we have the silhouette of Alice, filled with all of the elements that remind you of Alice in Wonderland. Now this says it's from Charles Santore, but it doesn't remind me of his work, so I think it might be Good Wives and Warriors, to be honest. And here is one from Charles, and he also has an Alice in Wonderland colouring book. Sadly he passed away this year, and we've got a very traditional Alice, and there's our white rabbit over there. Now this one's very unusual. I love the look of Alice falling down, but I wish the page was a bit bigger. Now this is another one from Charles. And then this gorgeous one here. Look at those beautiful animals. And again, I wish they were full page, but I guess the image doesn't scale well. And so much detail in his work. He was just amazing. Look at the white rabbit there. Isn't it gorgeous? And look at this one. Isn't it fabulous? She's so small. And this is one I really like because I think because it's more of a full page scene, there doesn't seem to be cut off elements on it. And it's very much how I imagine Alice in Wonderland. And then we've got our gorgeous Cheshire Cat. My cat's asleep in case anyone is missing her. And how gorgeous. And this is also Charles Santor, so maybe he did that picture earlier that I felt didn't look like his, so maybe I don't know his artwork as well as I thought. I like these ones that are more full page scenes that take up more of the page. Another fabulous, virtually full page scene. There's a lot of Charles' work featured in this edition. It's like we're getting a whole book for the price of a magazine. Now this is the cover art from his Alice in Wonderland colouring book. So if you wanted inspiration to colour this picture, and our lovely little bunny here. And this is gorgeous, and the back looks like it's just strokes of pencil. And here we have Fabiana Atanzio. Now she also has a shop where she sells digital download pages. Haven't seen a book from her for a while now, so maybe she'll be bringing us something in the new year. And the gorgeous Cheshire Cat from Fabiana. And her line art is always so lovely and crisp. Now this is my favourite. I love the cutesiness of it. It's very gorgeous, and it's a lovely full page scene. I bet you all thought that this would be my favourite, but I do love this one as well. It's a gorgeous picture of the white rabbit. And Colouring Heaven always have a special offer at the end of each magazine. This time it's free pencils if you live in the UK. For international readers, there is a discount that you can obtain. The cover is colourable and we've got gold foiling there. 40 illustrations, 4 artists. The links to buy it direct from the publisher are below the video. If you live in the UK, it's available at a lot of your major supermarkets. As I always say, it is a lot easier to either purchase it direct from the publisher and they'll send it out to you, or sign up for their subscription service where you'll get every edition. And then you don't have to try and source it locally if you live outside of the UK where it's really readily available. So that's it from me. Until next time, happy colouring.